Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you guys are here today with me. Today I'm going to be bringing you a review and swatching of the Artsy 24 half pan watercolor palette. I recently posted a video of an art haul that contained this palette. I got this palette from Amazon.com for I believe like $19.99. And to be honest, the only reason I got this palette at the beginning was because I really needed a metal palette to hold all my half pans of random watercolors that I have. So I found this one and I was like, oh my god, it's my favorite color. I love teal and Tiffany blue. So I was like, you know what? Buying a whole new tin palette to hold all my half pans is gonna run me about $15 to $17. So I might as well buy this one and try out the paints and do a review for you guys on my video, fun video on my channel. Because one, this palette is very affordable, only $20 for 24 half pans. Two, it's advertised as being like a artist level quality watercolor palette. And the three, I didn't find a ton of videos on it or video reviews. I did find some, and so I wanted to give my own opinion on how I felt about the whole thing after trying it out. So I came to it with an open mind. I wasn't expecting like it to be this amazing professional quality watercolors. So this is in fact a student grade watercolor palette. The package does not provide any pigment information or anything like that, and they're not, these are probably not light fast. I don't remember if Amazon does have a light fastness rating for these on it. I will have to go back and check, and I'll put it in the description below if I can find it. So I'm going to be linking this set as well in the description, and so you guys can find it if you're interested in buying it and trying it out for yourselves. So one of the first things I wanted to say about this palette is that it comes in a really nice and sturdy cardboard box, and the presentation is just beautiful. The outer cardboard box is also teal, and it just has like its name on it, and it's one of those like cardboard boxes that has a lid. And so when you open it up, you'll find this really nice, like very soft piece of cloth that you can use to wipe your brushes or whatever you want to do. So the palette itself is a gorgeous color. It's very sturdy metal. It has rolled edges, so it's not going to cut you. And it has that removable metal attachment that you can put inside. And the way it is right now with the metal attachment, you can fit 24 half pans or 12 full pans in it if you wanted to switch these out like I originally wanted to do, and put your own like full pans in here. So another thing is that you could always remove that insert and then just fill it up with more half pans or full pans in using the whole area without the insert. So in terms of the metal tin itself, it's fantastic. It also has like a little ring at the bottom that you can use to hold the palette while you're working if you so desire. The half pans themselves come with a little sticker on top that's not super secure, so like it can be easily removed, that has the name of the color and a number. This particular set did not bring a swatching paper like, for example, the Paul Rubens palette brings, or the Schmincke, or some of the other companies bring. So you can make your own swatch paper for it, which is what I did. I didn't make one to fit in here, but I do have a notebook for swatching, so that way I can look at it and see what colors each pan is easier. So As far as colors go for the palette, I found that it has a nice variety of colors. It is it has a nice range of from yellows and reds to blues and greens and some neutrals, as well as a black. So something interesting to note about this Artsy palette is that they don't use traditional pigment watercolor names for their colors. So you're gonna have paints named, like, for example, this first one, it's called Patchouli Red Ochre. And you'll find things like tree green or sea blue or France ultramarine or burned sienna or burned brown. So I thought that was interesting. I'm not sure if it's the names got lost in translation or if it's done on purpose. But as far as these colors, I think a lot of the kind of brown shades are quite weak. So this Patchouli Red Ochre, it's not very strong or intense at all. It's kind of like, I would say, like a very weak Indian red, or what is the name of this color that I really like? It's called either Indian red or another name, I forgot right now, but yeah, it's kind of what it is, but it's a very weak version of it. The Scarlet, it's a pretty color that is, pretty close to kind of the Scarlet Red shade in my Schmincke watercolor palette, albeit a kind of weaker version. The Alizarin Red is a little bit of a deeper and like more like purplier, kind of cooler shade of red that is closer to like a permanent carmine or a magenta color. Then we have the Violet, and the Violet is a very, very bright kind of pink almost color, also in the same kind of family as a magenta would normally be. Cadmium Red is your kind of warm brown, red in this palette, and it's a nice intense shade of red. Then we have Umber, which is, again, like the browns are, to me, not the best colors in this palette. It's kind of weak. The Cadmium Yellow Medium is a pretty nice shade of yellow, also very warm. It's between the permanent lemon yellow and the Indian yellow colors are in this palette. The Tree Green I really, really like. I used that one and the yellow green in an illustration that you guys will be seeing in an upcoming video. I really enjoy the Tree Green and the yellow green. They're very super bright green colors. The Tree Green is a lot like a kind of like a sap green color. And then we have the Permanent Lemon Yellow, which is a very light cooler yellow, and the Indian Yellow, I would say it's almost orange. And then Permanent Violet is one of my favorite colors in the whole kind of red purple families. It's very nice intense purple that I am not sure about how light fast this might be, because I'm pretty sure these are dye based and not pigment based, but I really don't have that information to confirm. The Yellow Ochre I'm not a huge fan of. It's just kind of muddy looking. It's just not great. The Emerald Green Deep is very close to a phthalo green. It's like between a phthalo green and I forgot the name of like this color that I have in my Schmincke palette, but it is very close to a phthalo green. Then we have the Hooker's Green Brilliant, which I am honestly not a huge fan of Hooker's Green to begin with, but this color out of all the colors looked to me the muddiest, and just it wasn't very transparent at all, so I'm not a fan. The Prussian Blue is beautiful. I will say the blues in this one are really nice and one of the highlights of this palette. Definitely the greens and the blues and the purple. So the indigo color is super interesting because that indigo color is just a very like dark and bluish gray. That's what it is. Like at first I thought, maybe I got the wrong color, but in reality it's actually called indigo, but it really is like a very cool gray. Payne's gray is a much darker, bluer gray, and sea blue is a beautiful, lovely, deep shade of blue that reminds me of the ocean cobalt, I think, where it's like ocean blue from Roman Schmal that I reviewed in another one of my videos. The cobalt blue is not the best blue in this set, and it's so close to what they call the France ultramarine that honestly I feel like kind of it could have been left out and have another color here instead. Then we have that France ultramarine. That color is actually really nice, and it kind of granulates as well, which I thought was interesting for such a cheap watercolor set. So the last two before the black are the burnt sienna and burnt brown, and I really am not a fan of these colors. Like I said, the browns are not spectaculars. They're just not great. The ivory black also seems like very muddy, kind of not also true black. It's also kind of tends to be a little bit like on the browner side. But overall, this palette, I used it for this illustration that you're seeing right there right now, and I really enjoyed working with it. That blue in the background is that ultramarine, and it was really nice, and they behaved pretty well. So I think that you can buy these safely, and just to like try them out if you're just starting out, this would be a great alternative. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be doing a little demonstration as well as tutorial with these paints in the next video. So I hope you guys subscribe and give it a like and watch the next one.